Time for the hot topic of the hour. A new ABC News survey showing Trump supporters are not worried about whether the former president will be convicted of a crime. 80% of Trump supporters say they would still cast their ballot for him if he gets convicted before the election. Meanwhile, voters say that they trust Trump to handle their top election issues, which include, number one, the economy, number two, inflation, number three, crime and safety. Trump has a 14-point lead on voter trust over Biden, 46% to 32%. And then brand new this morning, Gallup says that voter confidence in Biden to do the right thing on the economy is at the lowest measure for any president since 2001. All right, Liz, as of yesterday, that was the 6-month mark away from the election. We have 6 months to go. These polls show that when it comes to the top issues, it is President Trump over Joe Biden.
And that's been the case for the past year, at least, for good reason. People remember that under Donald Trump, inflation was contained. It was below 2%. The economy was growing fast. Unemployment was very low. Now we have an economy that's basically propped up by two things: excessive federal spending and illegal immigration. Illegal immigration, which means that there are lots of jobs available, lots of people to take the jobs that are available, keeping wages down, which, by the way, some workers are going to begin to notice in their paycheck, and excessive federal spending that's keeping demand up. So really, our economy, I think, is kind of fragile right now. The jobs report that was out last week showed a slowing in job creation, and investors have this Pavlovian response that, oh boy, that's great, we're going to see rate cuts. Guess what? It also could be the beginning of a downturn, which now nobody is expecting. So I think, look, I think that going back to Gordon Shank's comments, China is going to do absolutely everything to make sure that Joe Biden is reelected. The GOP has to be out there so aggressively talking about ballot harvesting and all the issues that hurt us in 2020. I hope they're ready for this.
Interesting. Well, I want to pick up on a couple of those points that she says here, because if you look at the importance and trust issue on the economy, by the way, importance in their vote, 88%, Chris, is the economy. And that Trump has a 14-point lead in that section. Inflation, 85%. And Trump has a 14-point lead as well right there. It's about the economy, stupid. How many times are we going to say that?
Absolutely. And I don't think one interest rate cut is going to make a difference. And I really do think that people, even though they find certain aspects of Trump's personality less than desirable, I think these DAs have done the impossible. By bringing these charges against him, they've made Donald Trump seem sympathetic. And I think they're going to pull centrist voters. I say he's like many professional wrestlers. As he feeds off the anger of the crowd and becomes more powerful. And I think it's the truth. And I think people want the economy to be good. They want to be better with China. They want to feel we're in a more secure and safe country. And I think that's why they're turning towards him.
Well, I mean, look, let's talk about this trial, excuse me, because the hush money trial resumes this morning. Prosecutors are preparing to put this week at some point Michael Cohen on the stand. And jurors did hear on Friday from former Trump aide Hope Hicks. She detailed what happened before and after his Access Hollywood tape was leaked. That was October of 2016. And also, she described Trump's interactions with his wife, Melania, saying President Trump really values Mrs. Trump's opinion. I don't think he wanted anyone in his family to be hurt or embarrassed by anything happening in the campaign. And then fellow lawyer in Trump's DNI, John Ratcliffe, he was on with Maria yesterday. Here's how he sees all of this. Watch.
Give us your legal perspective of the Manhattan DA's trial right now for Donald Trump.
It's been a train wreck for the prosecution. Look, every witness that they've called so far has been a witness intending to harm Donald Trump. And in fact, in every instance, they have at least in part helped Donald Trump with this case. And every witness that the state has called so far has also said that the state's most important witness, Michael Cohen, can't be believed, that he is essentially a pathological liar. So if this were a fair judge and a fair jury, the case already would have been dismissed, or the case would be decided in the jurors' minds.
Liz, it seems like it's a bipartisan hatred of Michael Cohen.
Everybody hates Michael Cohen.
I mean,
but honestly, Americans are hearing two incredibly distinct versions of what's going on at this trial. Over the weekend, the left-wing media was talking about how, Hope Hicks had really kind of doubled down on Trump having funneled money to hush up Stormy Daniels. And then the other side I think more reasonably saying she completely torpedoed the case by saying that Trump really cares about Melania Trump and he wanted to protect her from bad stories getting out. What's incredible to me is the left-wing media will not come out and say there is no crime here. And honestly, I've tried to listen to this in a fair-minded way. There is no crime. Yeah. What Trump did is not illegal. So it's incredible that even so-called legal experts talking on Bloomberg over the weekend thought it was perfectly okay that they're humiliating this man, and that is their main objective.
Well, but to that point, Chris, is it election interference, or is it you were just trying to make sure your wife didn't find out about something that you did, which was cheating? So that's the argument here, and that's exactly Liz's point.
I think you're right. I think people are willing to look past that. I think people like and admire and feel very deeply about American exceptionalism. And that's what President Trump is giving them. He's giving them pride. He's giving them a sense of, and this kind of maverick. And of course, to protect the feelings of his wife is something that that's something that folks that are generally he wouldn't appeal to them, is drawing people in. So I think we're going to see some significant shift in his direction because of this.
I hope so.
Yeah.